Hello, my name is XONEVANT. Today is Friday, April the 18th, and this is your Daily Dose. Alright, so it's Friday. I figured I would ask you guys a question today, and that is, what do you do for fun? Now, I know that we all play games. I know that we all love games. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here talking to each other on the internet on a gaming channel. But what do you do outside of that? I mean, there's got to be something else that you guys do, to have a good time, to kick back, relax, So I figured I would kick this off and tell you guys what I like to do for fun, and then maybe you guys can tell me what you like to do for fun in the comments. Like I said, other than playing games. So I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I love to write stories, short stories, books, things of that nature. I've been writing one for quite some time now. You guys know that I've mentioned this in a previous video that a while back my laptop got stolen, and unfortunately I didn't have a backup file for my story, and I lost everything. So it was probably a good 420 pages worth of story, and now it's gone. So I've been, trying to work in some time to, rewrite that story, which, sounds like a daunting task, but when you're writing a story, man, you can bust out pages. Like I remember busting out 20 or 30 pages sometimes, in a matter of a couple of days. It was just, when it's in your brain like that, it's very easy to allow it to just come out on paper. And I find that very fun to do, when I have some spare time. Now, some of you may know this about me, but I feel like most of you don't know this, is that I actually love playing the guitar. I've tinkered around on the drums before, bongos, congas, that sort of thing. I love musical instruments. Now, I haven't ever been like formally trained to the point where I've went to school for music or anything like that. I mean, I don't really have any aspirations of becoming a songwriter or a music composer or anything like that, but I have studied it. You guys know VGM Professor here on the internet. He has his own YouTube channel. He's been on this channel before. He actually, believe it or not, back in the day, I would actually go over to his house, because he's actually a college professor now. He teaches music composition, right? So I would actually go over to his house. I would pay him. I forgot what I paid him, but it was a deal we worked out. He said, look, I don't really need any money, man. I was like, nah, let me pay you. Like, I want to pay you, and I want you to show me the ropes, teach me how to read music, sheet music, things of that nature. And we did, man. He did the whole, clapping exercises with me, and I was reading, the musical notes and stuff, and it was cool. And we did that for probably a good minute. And I learned all the basics for, music, and that kind of inspired me to get my own guitar. I got my own guitar. I got my own electric guitar, my own acoustic guitar. And then I just kind of tinkered around, here at the house. I would listen to CDs and stuff like that, and I would try to mimic the sounds and things of that nature. I got the little chord chart poster that I think every guitar player has at some point. And that's something I love to do in my spare time. I like to write songs and things of that nature. So that's something else that I like to do for fun. And I don't think I've ever mentioned this in any of my videos. I may have alluded to it, but I don't think I've ever came out and said it. But I'm also an artist. I love to draw, paint, pen and ink, anything, man. I love it. I used to take an art class back in high school, and there was the only class I ever took in school where I got a perfect A, like a perfect 100 score every single year that I took it. I completed every project exactly the way I was supposed to. I did art shows, because we had there was probably, and I can't remember exactly how many schools there were in our area that participated. I want to say there was 6 schools that participated every year in like an art show. It was either 6 or 7 in an art show, and basically all the art classes could submit work, and you would win like $75 or $150. It wasn't anything spectacular, but when you're in 10th grade or 11th grade or 12th grade, $150, $75, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? That's like retirement money, baby. So I would enter, and I think the last one I won in that particular art show was my senior year. And I actually, if you believe it or not, I took butcher paper. If you guys know what butcher paper is, a lot of schools have it. It's really wide, and you can just stretch it out as long. It comes on like a spool, and you can basically roll it out as long as you want to. And what I did is I took it was kind of like a newspaper clipping, but it was out of a comic, and it was Superman and Lois Lane. It was from the animated series, if you're familiar with that art style, that real sharp pointed art style. And it was basically Superman flying with Lois Lane. He had his suit on. She had on like a purple top and like a white skirt. It was one of those kind of things. It was all up in the sky. It had the buildings in the background. And I basically took that small image and drew a bigger version of it. If you can believe this, it was about 6.5 feet tall. It was taller than I was, right? It took about 4 weeks, almost a month for me to get it done. And, I had to, you can imagine like drawing a picture that's 6.5 feet tall and you're only, I was probably like, maybe like 5'5" or 5'6" or something like that. I was a short dude. So I was like, I would have to lay down on the floor to draw this thing. Like I had it in my living room back home, when I lived with my parents. I would have to lay down on the floor and draw this thing from different angles. You couldn't lay down on the butcher paper because you would wrinkle it. So I had to lay down, and actually draw from different angles, which is really weird for me as an artist to do. And ended up drawing it, ended up winning. I won twice out of 3 years. So I think that's pretty cool. I was able to accomplish that, and I love drawing. That's always been something that I've loved doing. I haven't been able to do it as recently as I used to, just because I'm so busy. But I would love to eventually get a studio built in my place. Get an art studio built in my place. I can hang up my work, do my stuff, maybe even sell it. You know what I mean? To put it out there online, see if anybody wants to buy it. That sort of thing. So that's something else that I like to do for fun. Now, one of the most fun things I love to do is go to the movies, man. I love going to the movie theater. I haven't been in so long, but when I used to work at GameStop, I had a friend of mine that worked with me, and every Thursday night, man, we would close, and then we go straight to the theater, man, watch a movie. And I'm not one of those moviegoers that just goes and gets a ticket and goes and watch the movie. When I go to the movie, man, it's like a big deal. It's like an experience. I want the popcorn super large. I want the drink super large. I want candy. I'm sitting there watching the movie. I got all kind of stuff in my lap. I'm ready to go, Joe. You know what I mean? And I love doing that for fun. And it's a shame that I can't get to the movies more often because I'm so busy. But if I ever get a free break in my day, man, it's movie time. So anyway, guys, that's what I like to do for fun other than games. Let me know what you guys like to do, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Be good.